Okay, this video will be on using 3D sketch mode. So with 3D sketch mode, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and create a set of handlebars for a motorcycle. You maybe have heard of ape hangers, so we'll do that just to have a little fun here. So the first thing we have to do is go to Sketch, and we want to go to 3D Sketch. And of course you can see we've got the sketch tools up across the top here. And I'm going to go to line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the center line of that handlebars. So I'm going to go ahead and draw straight across. Not too worried about my distances right now. I'll put them in here in a little bit. Then I want to use the tab key to switch to different planes. So I'm going to switch over to the right plane, and I'm going to bring this thing back in space a little bit. And you can, well, I didn't get it to move back, but I will. Okay, and then I'm going to tab again, and now I'm on the top plane. So you can see if we go and look at these different planes, we've got this view here, and of course we've got to lock everything in. Now that will give us a little angle that way. Then we'll go and look at the right side view, and notice it's actually tilted forward, so I want to bring that back against that plane, and you can see down here at the icon that we are moving off of that front plane. And then finally I'll go to the top, look at it, and you see this is that handle, so we'll tilt that back this way a little bit. We can make it a little more ergodynamic. So there we've got the different shapes. So then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put in some smart dimensions. Now that I know is probably going to be about 6 inches. Okay, and then I want, if I were looking at that from the front, I'd like to have that be relative to this line. I want this point up here to be about, maybe we'll make it 16 inches. Some guys like them that long, if you will. Then let's see. I also would like to put an angle between these two, and let's make that. Let's just make it 100 degrees. Okay, now that's only in one plane. Now if we go to the right plane, we would want to do that as well. But to do that, we're going to have to put another line in there, I believe. So we won't worry about that just yet. And I also need to make this line, let's make that about 10 inches. That gives us enough room to put the handlebar, or to put the grip on there and have some room left over. So now then, I can still do some movements. So I need to lock that in a little better. And to do that, what I'm going to do is go ahead and draw a line. And now that line I'm going to use for construction. So over here on the left side, I've changed the option on that. And I'm going to grab it right here at this end point. And I want to go straight up. So I need to get that thing to lock on the z-axis. I can get that to happen. Let's see, I'm not on I need to be on that plane right there. I needed to be on the y-axis. And there it was, 90 degrees. And I just make it a little bit longer, so I can use that. So now I could go ahead and do a smart dimension between this line and this line. And let's see, that's showing at 14, so we'll make it 15 degrees back. And we'll go back over to the right view now, and we'll see that that's affecting it in that manner, because I drew this line on the front plane, and I'm coming off of that front plane. So I've actually got it defined in 2 different planes. Okay, and at 100 degrees, I like for it to be up here. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now I'm going to smart dimension between this line and this line and put that in, and I might just make that 90 degrees. Okay. note it still needs something. So what does it need? Well, let's see. It can still, yeah, that's smart dimension. It can still pivot in this fashion. Okay, so I've got to align that somehow with the front plane. Well, what I want to do then is I want to draw another line for construction, and I'll do that right off this end point. And note I can go along the x-axis, and that's parallel with the original line, if you will, but it's parallel, but it's at that point. So now I can put in a dimension from this line to that line. Of course, I don't want it to be 338, mind you. Okay, and I'll just go there then, if that's how it wants to be. And we'll make that, oh, let's make it 30 degrees, what the heck. Okay, and now you can see it is fully defined. So I'm good with that. Now, of course, I'd want to save that. Of course, I'll spell 3D Sketch. Okay, so I got that now. Now I probably, you can go in there and make that sharp corners, and we'll show you what we can do there. But what I'd have to do next is get out of that sketch. You can either hit it here, you can right click and hit it here, or you should be able to go back and hit 3D Sketch. So I'll get out of that sketch. Okay, now of course all your dimensions go away. That's no big deal. Note these lines are construction, so they still show, but that's fine. Then what I want to do is I want to just do a regular sketch, and I'm going to go and do that on the right plane so that it's perpendicular to this first line that we created. And I'm going to draw a circle, so I'm going to draw two circles. And I'm going to go ahead and dimension those. So the first circle, I'll make that, I'm just going to make it 1.5 inches. That's a pretty good size handlebar, but that's what some guys are doing. And then I'm going to put a dimension between these two diameters. Except for I didn't get it. Let's try it again. There we go. And you can see that now. I'm just going to make that 0625, 60 thousandths thick. Accept that. Okay. Then I'm done with that sketch, so I'll exit the sketch. And now I want to go to features up here on the ribbons. And I want to do a swept boss now. And notice it already picked up the sketch one, which is the circles, and it put them in the profile side. So then I can click on the path side and pick this line, and it'll pick all of those. And then once I hit the sweep, so that's a swept boss or base. Okay, so that creates the handlebar or whatever kind of tube you need to make. But again, it's sharp corners, and some guys will make a bar like that. I would rather have it have a nice curvature there and there, so that if I want to put my cabling or my wires through it, I can, and it'll run smooth. So if I want to do that, what I do is go back to the sketch. Let's see, I'm gonna have to go back, expand this out, and I want to go to the 3D sketch and edit that, and then I'll go to the fillet. Now down in the shop we have tubing benders that have radii, I think anywhere from 2.5 to maybe 4 inches. The only thing you have to be careful of is if your line isn't 4 inches long, then it wouldn't want to put a 4-inch radius in there. So let's go with a 3-inch radius, and we'll just pick this line and this line, and then while we're at it, we'll pick this one and this one and accept it. Okay, now the beauty of it is, okay, I've got that, so that looks pretty nice. And if I just finish the sketch, it'll automatically update to give me that nice bend radius on there. So I had to hit save again probably. And then the only thing I need to do to finish this up is to mirror all of this geometry. So I'll go to mirror. The mirror face wants to be that same plane that I created the original sketch on. And then the actual part that I want to feature, or that I want to mirror, is this right here. And accept it. And you've got your motorcycle handlebars, and again, that's using the 3D sketch, so you are going off in different planes. If we look at that front plane, there's your front plane. We're rotated off of that. We're rotated off the top at an angle. So okay, so we should be good on this. That's taking care of the 3D plane.